working on widening the driveway to make it so that we can get concrete trucks in here. So I just widened the section behind me, and now we're gonna go pull some trees out along the road to widen it up. Courtney's at the controls.
Like that?
I've got the chainsaw, and we're gonna see what we can do.
We're Riley and Courtney Casey. Frustrated by the 9-to-5, we set out to make a living making things. Through your incredible support, we've been able to bring you along for the ride, and we can't wait to share our next chapter with you. Say hello to 20 acres of raw, off-grid land in northern Idaho.
We're driving it down the hill.
Why?
Because I don't like it.
This hill is steeper than it looks on camera, and the excavator sometimes will rock forward, and you have to have the bucket in front of you so that it catches you when you rock.
Getting ready. Tomorrow's gonna be a long day, but a really good one. On this episode of Courtney Gets a Tool She's Been Dreaming About, we are headed to the North 40 to get something that I have wanted since the day we bought the property. I got a pole saw! Now I can trim trees that are 6'2" plus a lot. Might have gotten a little carried away yesterday, but we found a solution.
In the words of the man at the gas station, hey, that looks like a lot of work.
My dreams are coming true. A huge thanks to our friends Tammy and Skeeter for lending us their chipper for the weekend.
We're gonna get a lot done and not have a lot of cleanup to do later, and that's gonna be awesome.
The road is so narrow and tight right now. It's not only scratching the camper, but it's impossible to get concrete trucks and the army truck up here, so we need to widen the road up.
Let's get to work.
Our friends just bought this chipper used. I don't even know that they've used it yet, but we found a problem. It doesn't chip, it strings. So Riley crawled under there, looked into it, and the anvil is so worn that it's not close and even remotely close enough to the blades to actually chip anything, so it's just like pulping it. It looks like the anvil is actually reversible and we can use the other side. That piece down in there is not supposed to be round. That means that the blades, which are right in here, they're not able to chip, they're only shredding.
So I'm working on unbolting the anvil so we can pull it out and either flip it over or flip it around. Right now it has a really rounded edge. It should have a really crisp, sharp edge. Kind of trying to deal with the tools I have, which aren't really the right tools, but we're figuring it out.
There were some very tight bolts that Riley was not going to be able to break with the tools that we had on hand. So huge thanks to the neighbor dude again for helping us out. We went over to his shop and used his half-inch impact and was able to change, it's called the bed knife bed.
Knife bed.
We were able to change the knife bed to another side that is a perfect 90. Not the rounded over, worn out side that was originally there.
So hopefully the chipper works a lot better now. I think it will. And I think we're back in action. This chipper started life as a rental, and I'm pretty sure that that knife bed has never been changed. It was like a 3/8 inch radius that's supposed to be a sharp corner.
I think we're setting ourselves up for success, and now we get to return the chipper, hopefully very functional. Take two, fingers crossed, it actually chips this time. Lunch of champs over here. This is a gourmet chipper lunch. You take mozzarella and you put it on a Ritz.
Just shut it off for the night.
This is where I sat down and I can't get up now.
What do you think about the chipper?
Without being able to burn till fall, there's no way to do this without the chipper, because we would have nowhere to put the piles. That we'd have massive piles.
I don't know if you can see. This way, the camper barely fits. And this way, wide open. We've only done maybe a quarter of the road that we want to get done so far, so a lot of work ahead of us.
A quarter is really wishful thinking.
We've done 100 yards.
But we started in the most overgrown area, and it should get quicker from here. We decided just to camp up here so that we don't have to unhitch the chipper and try to turn around. But that means that Riley has to back the chipper up, and he cannot see it at all from the truck, but he's doing a pretty good job.
I think we need a broom.
It is day 2 of working on the road.
We got in a groove yesterday. I'm not qualified to feed the chipper, I jam it up. So Courtney feeds the chipper and I feed her with material.
We're gonna see how much road we can get done today.
So I just left the chainsaw sitting in the infeed and I went to go start the chipper and Courtney caught it in time. It's funny because my dad's done that. He ran their chainsaw into the chipper.
It was bound to happen eventually. What happened?
Oh, I mangled the chain on this one. I got it caught and it came off the bar and bent and stuff, so.
But we may have known this was probably gonna happen.
So we made sure to have a backup chain just in case.
We bought a backup chain yesterday so that we would be prepared for this situation. But that's it, this is the backup chain.
So, no breaking this one.
Getting the road cleared up a bit was 2 very long days of work, but it was very rewarding, and I think the first step.
We are both worn out, but it's so nice to have it wider so the camper doesn't get scratched and we can see a lot better now too.
It's only the first step. The road is going to need a lot of work. We're going to need to do some grading. It's not crowned right. We need to bring in base.
Dig drainage trenches. Now, at least for the summer, we can get in and out. So now we've got the road cleared up enough that trucks can get in and out. I'm working on the driveway. It is too steep in a few sections, I think, to get a truck up it. So I'm gonna kind of change directions with it and add a switchback, get a little more distance and a little less elevation gain. That was pretty unsuccessful. These rocks will break. You just have to pull on them from the right direction, I've learned. So I'm gonna try to coming around from the other side instead, but that means I have a lot of stuff to clean out of my way. So I'm gonna work on that now. Definitely a bit of a 1 step forward, 2 step back situation. I was digging here, couldn't get these rocks out, so I decided to come around the other way, and now I can't get these rocks out. The more I look at it, at this road, the more I realize I'm going to end up having to take this cedar tree out And so actually the road's probably gonna go next to that boulder, and I don't think I need to take it out at all. Taking the cedar tree out is not going to be a project for today. I want to make sure that my plan is sort of going to work before I take down that big cool tree. Now I've got the excavator around the backside of these trees. I'm going to get back to trying to pull these boulders out. Get the driveway coming around this way. Rather than going straight up to where the excavator is, instead we're going to go up around these trees and gradually back and cut out this steep section. This is the steepest part of our driveway, and then down here is sort of the second steepest. The plan is we're going to just go straight this way and kind of loop back that way. So basically the driveway is going to come down, swoop around these trees, and then go off that way and then swoop back. So instead of having a driveway that goes straight up the hill, we're gonna have a big S-turn driveway to add more distance and flatten out the slope a little bit.
What are you doing?
Taking a picture. There's just a dead fish in the middle of the road. My guess is that a bird dropped it.
It's been a long day. Did he go crazy or was there a fish in the road? We will never know. Tomorrow it's take care of some stuff, and then Tuesday we are headed home.
Oh, home.
Tuesday we are headed back to California to go turn the Army truck into a dump truck so that we can drive it up here so that we can keep working on our property.
They don't know that we're turning the Army truck into a dump truck.
We are turning the Army truck into a dump truck.
Stay tuned for that one.